as a Texan, I'm really happy to see a lot of other content creators blowing up on YouTube. One such creator that I listen to in the background while I'm working through things throughout the day is Caleb Hammer. And I don't necessarily love everything about the show, but one of the things I do enjoy is how cripplingly stupid many of its guest, attendees are. So listening to a, episode from 10 months ago, Ignorant Wife Faces Financial Infidelity. And I'm about 37:46 into the episode, and they hit on something that kind of triggered me a little bit. So I feel like if I don't respond or react to it now, or at least make some sort of real-time stream of consciousness effort to blog my thoughts out there, then, the moment's going to pass and I'm not going to have anything to, actually show for it. So I'm going to make an effort to do these sorts of reactions going forward in 2025. I have a lot to do this year, and every so often when I'm working on more important projects, something hits me and I'm like, I got to say something about this because it's something I have experience in. And this lady's talking about coffee, and she's talking about coffee in a way that a lot of people talk about coffee. Unfortunately, the way they think about it is that, oh, the only way I can get coffee is to go to Starbucks or to go to the gas station or anything that's not making it at home yourself, and then not thinking through the steps. And it's just like, wow, this person really doesn't have experience in this department, and they have no idea or awareness of how easy it is to save money on coffee if you're an addict like I am. I'm someone who drinks coffee every fucking day. I've been drinking coffee just about every day of my life for maybe 20 years or so, maybe longer. Jesus, maybe that's why I'm so short. So let's get into it, right? First things first, I'm going to play a bit of the clip that triggered me, and I'm going to respond to that clip.
I will say that sometimes I will go, I don't normally drink coffee, but sometimes I will go and get some.
Oh my gosh, guys, get a Mr. Coffee for like $25.
We have everything.
It can be cheap coffee, just give you that little high that you crave so much.
I like coffee, but I don't like the taste of coffee.
It doesn't, so off. Drink tea. Drink anything else that has caffeine. Diet Coke. I don't care if you don't like the taste of coffee, but you need the caffeine. Take a caffeine pill.
Well, I like getting the sugary coffee drinks that don't taste like sugar.
Okay, so you like the dessert.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shut the up and stop. Is what I would say next time you want to go get that. It's called be a big girl.
Yeah, but if I'm waking up in the middle of the night with my kids and I'm not getting enough sleep and I'm tired and stuff.
I will say I'm the one that wakes up with the kids. So
right out the gate, big issue here. When she's waking up in the middle of the night and somehow she's justifying that she has to have a sugary coffee drink. Put your own fucking sugar in it. Jesus. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to make a good cup of coffee at home, for fuck's sakes. Here's how you do it. And in fact, I'll tell you the way to make the cheapest cup of coffee. And then for a little bit more money, not that much, you can have a really quality cup of coffee for a fraction of the cost that you would spend by going to Starbucks. Here's how you do it. You want to go cheap of the cheap, you get instant coffee. All right. Now there's some expensive instant coffees, but if you go to whatever chain store, chain grocery store that you have in your area, like over here in Texas, we have H-E-B. On the East Coast, they've got like fucking Publix. They've got Piggly Wiggly. In other parts of the country, we've got Kroger. In other parts of the country, we've got Safeway. Whatever your brand of grocery store is, fucking Tim Hortons, goddamn. Whatever brand of grocery store you have, you get the instant coffee because their brand's going to be by far cheaper than any of the other brands, without any real sacrifice to quality or anything like that. I mean, most instant coffees are going to be very similar. You put in a little bit more than the recommended amount. So if it tells you to use 1 tablespoon, use like 1.5 or 2 tablespoons. You make really hot water in your microwave or tea kettle or whatever. You put that hot water in the cup, and it has to be hot enough because when you put the instant coffee in, there's like a chemical reaction that causes it to dissolve in a certain way, and it has to be of a certain temperature. You want to see these bubbles kind of form, this like foam that appears on top. It makes it really appetizing in appearance. And when that's done, you add, like for instance, for a big 8 to 10 ounce, 12-ounce mug, you're looking at like 2.5, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and then I might use like 10 ounces of coffee for that, and then I might fill the remaining 2 ounces up with milk, or adjust the ratio as necessary to my taste. Sometimes I want more milk or less milk, more often more. But that's basically the secret to a super cheap, tasty cup of coffee. You're looking at like maybe $4 for a 4-pound bag of sugar, maybe less. $3.50 for a month supply or more of instant coffee, and beyond that, if you you have your choice of milk, you get your grocery chain whole milk for about $4 right now, and you're good to go. So to upgrade this, you just swap out the instant coffee with a real coffee pot and chain store ground coffee. I'm usually a little bit too good for regular house blend, so I've been buying Colombian, and it appears pricey at first. For like a big ass tin, I forget what the actual ounces are on it. It's like $14, which is really not that bad in the grand scheme of things. Your $14 tin of Colombian coffee is going to make you far more than the 2 drinks that you'd be able to buy for the same price at Starbucks, which is ultimately the point. You're looking at like greater than a 10x gain on that switch, maybe even greater than 20x gain. That's an amazing gain. Warren Buffett couldn't beat that fucking gain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna make like the appearance of making money. It's like if you're living off of Starbucks and you switch to making coffee at home, you're going to be making money in comparison to what you were doing before. Like, the savings will effectively become earnings if you commit to the lifestyle of making coffee at home. Put your own sugar in the coffee. It's not that hard. Evil Dojo. You want more coffee tips? Follow, like, subscribe, share, etc. Hail Satan. Peace.
Dude, just make coffee, fill it with sugar and milk. Like, figure it out. You can't afford it. It's as simple as that.